Hi everyone, welcome to DevOps Info channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the compliance topic that's applicable for the financial and banking industries in the Europe region, which is the DORA, which is Digital Operation Resilience Act. It's not the DORA cartoon thing which we know by default. So in this video, we are going to focus on like how to effectively utilize the Microsoft Purview and bring your Microsoft 365 environment compliant to this DORA regulation. So going further, let's have a little bit overview of DORA and then see what are the key pillars of DORA and see like what are the things that we can effectively utilize in Microsoft Purview to bring your organization as a DORA compliant for the Microsoft 365. So this video is going to focus only on the Microsoft 365. We're not going to focus on the other components that's present in your organization. So if you talk about DORA in general, DORA is a regulation that's introduced by the European Union to ensure that the financial entities can withstand and recover from the ICT related disruptions. So ICT is like information, communication, and technologies. If any disruption that comes, like how strong is the financial entities can withstand and recover from these kind of disruptions. It applies to banks, insurance companies, investment firms, and ICT service providers. The Microsoft Purview is a unified data governance and a compliance platform that helps organizations manage, protect, and the data across Microsoft 365 and beyond. This presentation will explore how Purview aligns with the DORA five key pillars and provide a practical blueprint for the implementation. So, if you talk about the five pillars of DORA, the first one is the ICT risk management. Second one is the incident reporting. Third one is the digital operational resilience testing. Fourth pillar is third party risk management. And the fifth one is the information sharing. So if you talk about the ICT risk management, this ICT risk management under the DORA, it's mainly focuses on identifying, assessing, and mitigating the risks related to the IT systems. Like for this, all these financial institutions must have a framework to manage threats such as data breaches, insider risks, and system failures. So when looking into the Microsoft Purview, you have options. Like for example, if you talk about the threat management frameworks, excuse me, in order to mitigate the data breaches and the insider risks, you already have the Microsoft Insider Purview Insider Risk Management, which you can effectively utilize it. And the second one, like when you talk about the detects risky user behavior, you can use the sensitive labels to protect the data. So Purview supports this through the insider risk management, which detects the risky user behavior, the sensitivity labels that classify and protect your data, and also the last one, like the Microsoft Defender, that enhances the endpoint and the cloud app monitoring. So, for example, if an employee attempts to download a sensitive financial data to a USB drive, Purview can block that particular action and alert the security team, ensuring the proactive risk mitigation in place. So, this is the first thing. You already saw 3 points, three solutions in the Microsoft Purview which you can use. Like, for example, the Microsoft Purview Insider Risk Management. You have the sensitivity labels and also the Microsoft Defender. The next pillar is like the incident reporting. The incident reporting is a critical pillar of the DORA, requiring all the financial entities to report the ICT related incidents promptly and accurately. So, this includes the cyber attacks, the data leaks, and the operational disruptions. So, Microsoft Purview facilitates this through the comprehensive audit logs that track user and admin activity across the Microsoft 365. So, and also the option, the integration with the Microsoft Sentinel enables the real-time detection and automated alerts. And you have the communication compliance that monitors the internal communications and for signs of any misconduct. So that's one of the very nice feature which you have. It's not been utilized by a lot of the entities which they have the Microsoft 365 365 e-file license. So I would highly recommend to look into that. That really helps in such kind of detections. Basically it monitors those internal communication to detect those potential misconduct, like phishing and all this stuff. So for instance, let's talk about if a phishing attack compromises a user account. uh, Sentinel detects it, and Purview audit trial helps reconstruct the incident timeline for a regulatory reporting. The next one is the digital operational resilience testing. The digital operational resilience testing ensures that financial institutions can withstand these ICT disruptions through regular testing and simulations. Excuse me. So when you talk about the simulations in the Microsoft Purview, we have the attack simulation training, which everyone is aware of, and the data loss scenario testing. So even this data loss scenario testing helps a lot. Even the data loss, the DLP simulation, that is also a very good option. That helps you before creating a new DLP rule. You can do a simulation, and also for an existing rule, if you want to do some modifications, you can do a simulation. So those kind of things really helps here. And the next one, which you talk about, is the compliance manager assessment that helps in identifying the gaps in the resilience. For example, simulating a ransomware attack allows organization to test their detection, isolation, and recovery capabilities, ensuring the preparedness and compliance with the DORA legislation stream. So this one, if you talk about simulating the ransomware attacks, test detection, isolation, and recovery, those things are also applicable for the Microsoft 365. You should not consider this as a whole, but here we are talking only about the Microsoft 365. So having this control definitely will help you in showing the regulator that the Microsoft 365 ecosystem is compliant to the DORA regulation. The next one is the ICT third party risk management. This ICT third party risk management under the DORA, it emphasizes the need to manage the risk from the external ICT providers such as the cloud vendors and software suppliers. So organizations must ensure these vendors meet the resilience and the security standards. Like Microsoft Purview aids this by monitoring the external access using the conditional access and the access reviews. And also, for example, you can apply the sensitivity labels to restrict the data sharing. And you can use the Defender for cloud apps to track the third party apps usage. That's also a very good option. For example, when a third party consultant excuse me, accesses the SharePoint, the Purview ensures that they see only the data labeled as public, protecting these sensitive informations from the unauthorized access. The next one we're talking about is the information sharing. The information sharing, that's the final pillar of the DORA. That's encouraging the secure and structured sharing of excuse me, the threat intelligence among the financial entities. Like this collaborative approach enhances the collective defense against the cyber threats. Like Microsoft Purview supports this through, like, for options like you have the secure sharing through the Microsoft Teams with the compliance boundaries which you can implement. And also you have like the communication compliance that monitor these kind of shared content for the policy violations. For example, what are the policies that we have defined? For let's take an example, when sharing the when sharing the threat indicators with the partner bank, like the Purview ensures that the data is encrypted and accessible only through the authorized users, maintaining the confidentiality and compliance. So that is also the information is shared in a secure way. So having said that, let's see how to implement the DORA compliance with the Purview for Microsoft 365. You need to have a little bit of a plan for that. The first thing is like it involves a structured approach. So I have just brought something which could help you. So first, assess your current compliance posture using the Microsoft Compliance Manager. And then you classify and label the sensitive data with information protection. These two things are the first one. And after that, The next thing comes is the data loss prevention. You have to set up the data loss prevention policies to prevent the data leaks across all the Microsoft 365 channel, email, Teams, and SharePoint. And the next one is enable the insider risk management to detect and respond to the risky behaviors. And this is very important, right? Because this kind of threats could come from, could also evolve from within the organization itself. So that the insider risk management is very, very important in that case. And configure the audit and reporting tools for the incident tracking and regulatory reporting. Also, last but not the least, integrate with Microsoft Defender and Sentinel for a comprehensive threat detection and the response. So, and also it's highly recommended. Please start this with the pilot group and also highly use the built-in templates that would definitely help you in streamlining the deployment and ensure the effective policy enforcement in place. So the final thing which I wanted to tell, in conclusion, like DORA is reshaping the IT resilience and compliance for all financial institutions. And Purview definitely supports this risk management, incident reporting, and secure information sharing. So by leveraging this Purview alongside with the Microsoft Defender, Intune, and Sentinel, every organization can build a comprehensive compliance and security framework. For more insights, I've recently published a blog post on my website easycloudinfo.com. I highly recommend to take a look at that. So you would be also understanding like how this Microsoft Purview is helping in adhering to the new DORA regulation. And also comment below with your questions and experience so that we would have more engagement on this particular topic and help the community. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.